Okay, I'm here with my brother Sam. We are doing a backpacking trip. We got 4 adults and 9 kids, ages 11 to 4. In this video, we have 8 tips we'd like to share with you on how to make backpacking with kids an enjoyable experience both for you and for them. The first tip that we have is to start things off with a safety discussion. My brother Sam talked with a seasoned scouter once who has one great rule, and that's our one rule when we go on backpacking trips. What's that, Sam?
Stay found.
And what does that mean?
That means know where you are, know who you're with, know where you're going, and stay with the group.
So basically we boil this down to one simple statement with our kids, and that is, if you cannot see an adult, stop where you are and blow your whistle. We specifically tell our kids, don't wait to blow your whistle until you think you're lost. If you realize that you're lost, it means you're probably in a pretty difficult situation and you just want to avoid that difficulty, both the stress for the child and for the parent. You are always staying found. When do you blow your whistle?
When you don't see any adults.
Do you wait to blow your whistle if you are lost?
No.
You blow it right away when you cannot see adults. Good job. We also like to remind the kids that snakes and critters like to hide in cracks and underneath rocks. And the reminder was, don't stick your hands in
Really dark places.
Why is that?
Because then there might be rattlesnakes. And scorpions. And spiders.
And also, we have a rule about snakes. What is that, Sam?
Snakes are our friends. Leave them alone. Don't throw rocks, leave them alone and they'll most likely leave you alone. If you see a snake, remember, snakes are our friends. Leave them alone. Do we throw rocks at snakes?
No.
You leave them alone.
If you're a person of faith, we find it helpful to begin each hike with a prayer where you ask for God's blessings of safety and that everyone can have an enjoyable time together. Our second tip is to stay together. Now, Sam learned a pretty good trick to help kids stay together. What's that?
When you're in a large group, it's easy for the faster people to go way on ahead, and it ends up being that your entire group is spread over a long period of time, and that's hard if you're taking care of kids and you need to keep an eye on everybody. So what we generally do is have an adult stay in front and go the pace of the slowest person. That way everyone stays together and it's a lot more fun for them and you're a lot less likely to lose someone that way.
Another benefit of having the adult as the pace leader is it, avoids stigmatizing the kid who might be at a slower pace. It's the adult who's setting the pace, not the kids. So staying together as a group is not just about making sure that everyone feels included. It's also about safety. If you break up into slower and faster groups, you can run into a problem if one group gets lost and the one group doesn't know where the other group is, or if one group experiences an injury and they have to turn back or take a different direction and the other group won't know what was going on. It's often the best approach just to stick together as a group. Okay, the third tip is to have timed breaks.
Whenever you have timed breaks, it makes it to where the kids don't get tired out. They get regular little snacks and so they don't get hungry, because when they get hungry they go really slow. It keeps them from getting dehydrated because they're getting those regular drinks that they normally wouldn't be taking if they had to reach back in their pack, pull out their water, or, even just have somebody to remind them, hey, we're taking a break, it's time to take a snack, time to drink. And it really, by taking those breaks, I found that you end up going faster than if you were just to try and continue at a constant grind.
The interval that you pick is dependent upon, the experience of the people that you're hiking with, but with Boy Scouts, we've found that 15-minute break intervals is great, and it actually results in everyone being happier and you going further faster. The fourth tip shouldn't be surprising since we're Boy Scouts. That is to be prepared. So what does that mean, Sam?
Well, we always think about prepared as in what you have in your pack, but for me the preparation comes well before you ever put anything inside your pack. Meaning you have a planned route, you let people know where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, and so that's being prepared. It's knowing what the weather's going to be like so that you can be prepared for whether it's going to be hot or cold. So preparation goes beyond more than just what you have in your pack.
So another thing on be prepared is it's important to look at your kids' gear, both for what they bring and for what they don't bring. I'll let Sam tell you both the story about what kids have brought and what they have not brought on trips.
You'd be surprised what you'd find in kids' bags. You know, sometimes there ends up being some, well, my mom told me to bring it, and you know, they have a huge propane tank that has no use for them. They have no how to use it. And so, well, you're in the middle of your trip, so good luck carrying that, because we're not leaving the trash out here in the middle of nowhere. You know, other times, you know, make sure that they have all the essentials. You know, we had a boy who didn't bring a sleeping bag, and the night that went below freezing, it made a very cold night for some adults. But you know, it worked out. But sometimes just by going through their bags and making sure that they have the essentials can go a long ways for making sure that everyone has a good experience.
The fifth tip is to involve your kids however you can. So one thing that we like to do is get our kids gear based upon their hiking level, even if it's not strictly necessary for our 4-year-old to carry a backpack. We like to get the kids involved with the decisions about the food we'll be eating and the snacks that they get to bring. And before the hike, we like to tell our kids where we're gonna be going, what we're gonna be doing, and what's fun about the hike. That way they can get excited about it. Our sixth tip is to bring family and friends if possible.
Yeah, unfortunately for my daughters, they have a really boring father. And if they went on a backpacking trip with just me, they would be bored out of their minds and they wouldn't enjoy it at all. But since they're here with cousins and friends, they're having the time of their life.
When I bring family and friends along, they entertain themselves, they're laughing, they're playing. It just makes it a great experience for everyone.
As easy as 1, 2, 3. My mama takes care of me. My daddy watches TV. Ooh, ah.
Our seventh tip is to remember that the best part about backpacking isn't necessarily the destination, it's about the journey.
Enjoy every moment of it. Whether you go, you know, half a mile or you go 50 miles, it's all about where you are and who you're with.
Part of having joy in your backpacking journey with little kids is having reasonable expectations. When you're starting off, start small. It's okay to just go in a mile and come back out. For example, on this trip, if we wanted to go all the way to the Haunted Canyon cabin, we would be tacking on an extra 3 miles. But for our group and the experience level, that would just push these kids, and probably more to the point, their parents, over the edge. Having reasonable expectations based upon the experience of the people in the group is another thing that makes the backpacking journey much more joyful. The final tip is just to get out there and do it. There's just gonna be things that you don't know. There's gonna be things that you couldn't have planned for.
My hopes are that my children will eventually see it not as something that they did, but something that they do. And the only way that's gonna happen is if we make it a regular thing to do. So get out there, just do it. It's not as hard as you think. The first step is the beginning of a journey. What it's all about. You know, my girls are out playing in the creek, just having the time of their life. They haven't once asked, can I watch a movie? Can I play on your phone? You know, I'm bored. You know, I'm not getting any of that. You know, they're just out here having fun, and you know, this is why I do it. I love it.
So those are our 8 tips for backpacking with kids. I'll link to the video of our backpacking trip that we took with these kids to the Haunted Canyon. Thanks so much for watching our video. Bye. So do you girls like backpacking?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it like pushes your limits and it's fun.
You guys want to do it again?
Yeah.